Guys, we're back home with the car. It's completely finished. Mechanically, it's all done. With the last time I left off, where we left off was actually installation of the Evo 8 MR cams and valve springs. That was while it was in the workshop. Since then, I've been driving this car for the past week just to test it out and make sure everything's okay. And it was a good thing as well because since I took the car, a few things gave way. First of all, my brake servo actually went dead. Intercooler had a leak in it. There was a small hole due to a rock impacting it. Not due to my driving, but it already transferred over with a small hole. So there was a slight boost leak on it, on the intercooler, which needed to be welded up. And the blow-off valve that I installed also was leaking, which made me have to, making me revert back to my original blow-off valve, which is also a HKS SQV. Same thing, just that one was a slightly newer model. This is the old model. I guess the old model SQV is more reliable and holds boost much better. So since having test driven the car for the past week, it's definitely running rich. I've also swapped the ECU over from the other car, which should technically give me the same tune. However, different engine being a huge variable between cars. This car runs extremely rich. It knocks a little bit at high RPM at 1 bar of boost. This ECU was tuned up to 1.5 bar of boost, which I do not dare go to due to the slight knock at 1 bar of boost at high RPM. And tonight is the night that we'll finally rectify everything with the final dyno tune, and we'll jump into the video of the dyno tune later on. But for now, I would like to touch on what has been changed, what has been replaced and swapped over. Coming from the old car, you've seen it was a pretty much stock standard car. Alright, I've replaced the cams with Evo 8 cams, valve springs. I've added on a oil catch can. All the piping and silicone hoses are new, in line with the Evo 7 intercooler. We've also replaced the intake manifold with the Evo 7 GTA intake manifold and the Evo 7 GTA turbo. We've replaced the radiator with an aluminum D&D Taiwanese radiator. Two fans has also been replaced. Front mount intercooler, again the Evo 7 front mount intercooler, which is blacked out. I've gone with a pod filter from Simota. I actually didn't want to do this, but the swap included this as well. I wanted to maintain my stock cold air, my stock air box, but that was not possible due to some customization. As you all seen in the past, my radiator bubble tank. Also visible is exchanged part suspension. We've swapped over the suspension from the other car as well, with pillow ball top mount, as well as fully adjustable high-low soft hard body shift front and rear absorbers by Yellow. It's a brand that's unheard of, but pretty comfortable, very conservative spring rates. Don't ask me what the setup for the spring rate is at the moment. Quite pliable with normal road driving, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm not going to change it unless I can't take the I want to go back to stock suspension. That will be the only reason I change the suspension from here on. I think one thing I missed out, this swap came with a Works Engineering fuel pressure regulator, as well as the Evo 7 fuel rail and injectors, if you see down here. And then, aside from the engine bay, I've touched on everything that was replaced. One of the very satisfying upgrades that I got from this swap is a half leather interior. It's a very rare combination. I don't think any of the local market Airtreks came with it. This was a an addition that came with the other car. So if you notice, the door cards and the seats are all semi-leather, front and rear. A complete matching set. Differences also seen on the back seat. This is on the standard rear seat. It is just a fabric cover, but this comes with this very nice sliding rails, plastic sliding rails, which helps with loading and unloading cargo. And good thing is this bad boy. With the swap included this Rallyart rear box, which comes as a very good addition because my previous box was a standard Airtrek turbo box, which was only 2 inch in diameter. This is 2.5 inch in diameter, which will give me less restriction. My full exhaust system from downpipe mid to the rear is already 2.5 inches. The only restriction I had was the original Airtrek turbo box, which was a 2-inch pipe going in. So that was the bottleneck. Now we freed that up with a 2.5-inch rear muffler as well. And I'm looking for the sky in terms of horsepower. The tune is over. Forgot to do a video while the car was on the dyno. But anyways, this is a 1 bar boost on a Mustang dyno. We don't really know how it drives yet. Car still strapped in. Here we have the car being unstrapped. Engine held up. Temperatures were alright. No boost leaks, no fuel leaks. Everything was nice and safe today. Yes, car is healthy, but the power was a little bit disappointing. We should see how it drives. We'll never know until we get ourselves onto the road. Aside from that, at least I'm happy that it's finally done. Dyno session over. Steven the tuner. Okay, it's got 2 of the graphs that we can compare side by side. If you don't mind, Steven, let me have a look at this graph, take a picture of it. Okay, couldn't capture snapshot. That's weird. Interesting. Never mind. Not easy to see then.